What is going on, everybody? Hello, hello, hello. Happy Sunday morning. I guess for some of you, it might be Sunday evening. Or is anybody? I don't think anybody's 24 hours ahead of us, right? We're not that far back in the time zones.
If there's anybody in like
It might-
Thailand,
yeah, it might be like early Monday morning for you. So happy early Monday morning. But I'm here with the one, the only, the man, the myth, the legend himself, Darkestnyte. What is going on, man? How are you?
I'm doing great. Excellent Sunday morning. Got my coffee. Crypto's popping off. Game's doing great. I mean, I have no complaints right now.
Did you take advantage of that hive pump that happened a couple days ago?
Not in particular, right? I didn't even notice, right? I just do swaps, so I
Swaps,
really didn't even notice the price bump.
Well, we're back down to normal now, which I think was to be expected. I mean, I think there was a little hope, which of course, Chief FOMO Officer Aggie was pumping that, maybe this is it, right?
Yeah.
But we're back down to where we were, and it was fun. The thing is, the best way to take advantage of that is actually by like buying credits in the game, because that'll hold value, because everything's pumping, right? It's like if you want to buy I think HBD, so like or swap.busd, if you were trying to get out of crypto that was pumping into the stable coins, those stable coins were trading for like $1.15. So the stable coins were up 15% too.
That's crazy.
So
that's crazy. They're not even supposed to do that, right? So
no. Well, I mean, it's just when Hive pumps, like Hive Engine is just such a closed ecosystem connected to Hive, so everything on it is going to pump. But let's get into game stuff, because I think you and I have been having a lot of fun with that. And then we can dive back into the crypto side of things. Let me just say hello to folks here. So we got Andrew Johnston, Jedi Sky Knight. Thanks for the wake up text, Jedi Sky Knight.
Nice.
Well, no, Jedi Sky Knight messaged me like 30 minutes ago. It was like, "Are you going live today?" And I was just like, "Oh, someone misses me." And I was like, "Yeah, just give me a chance to wake up." Good morning to Harris. It's 12 a.m. Monday there. All right. Oh, Liberty guy, what's going on, fellow guildmate? Oh, we should talk about tier 4, because we didn't get a chance to stream that last week. So late Sunday evening over here in the Philippines. Oops, no, it's 12 midnight. Morning to Icy Flow. And Harris saying, "Oh my God, card prices are soaring. I just added new summers to my collection." Oh wow, all right, interesting. Red Ted is here also. Cool, man. So let's loving the game at the moment. Let's talk about the state of the game. We are now how should I best frame this? We're in the first Sunday of February, right?
Yeah.
So we've had a good full 4 to 5 weeks of 2023. We've had several release updates. Where are you at with the game? And I know you still have the bot playing, so do I.
Yes.
But are you jumping in at all outside of brawls? Are you excited about the? Let me know how you're feeling about Splinterlands as a whole.
Yeah, so I mean, again, I'm still botting, but again, I love it because it gives me time to do other things. But I keep finding I'm getting pulled back in. Right, there's so many good things.
Yeah.
I maxed out my Astral Entity. I tried it a couple of times. It's not as easy to use as you'd expect, right? You really got to figure out what the meta is going to be. So I ended up delegating it out and let somebody else do all the hard work. And then when they tell me what works, I'll take it back. But all in all, I mean, lots of good stuff, right? We have the Soulbound reward cards. I've been getting a lot of those, a lot more than I would have expected, right? Play a champion. I've been getting like the max pops, right? Some, 11 BCX of rare cards, which is definitely not what I expected.
Yeah.
I already have 3 summoners at already at level 2, almost level 3 now.
Oh wow.
And
okay.
Yeah, so I figure I've seen some projections. Some say as soon as 6 months to max it out. Some say as long as 2 years, right? So
I did see that too. I think that was someone in our guild, Brave Tofu.
Yeah. There we go. That's right, Brave Tofu.
He made the post talking about how like it would take 2 years to max it out, even at the highest levels. Like you'd need that many chests. But I don't think that he said that he wasn't using potions.
Right.
So potions could help you with your epics and your epics and legendaries, but rares would still take a while to get.
Yeah, and I still haven't gotten an epic or legendary, right? So I don't even know what that's going to look like. But
really, you haven't gotten any epics or legendaries?
No, it's all been rares and commons.
That's fascinating to me. I mean, I know you've gotten some gold foil stuff, right?
not for the new Soulbound.
Really? So no, dude, those diamond chests are mistreating you.
And actually, there were a few champion as well, right? So, but again, even getting the commons, they're new, right?
Yeah.
I'm good with that, right? No matter what I get, I'm gonna be pretty happy with it. So,
Fair enough. Okay.
until I start getting dupes, and then that'll be a problem.
I want to get my summoners leveled up, even though I think I'll be honest, I think they're kind of mediocre at best. It's just the idea of having something else in the arsenal
Yeah.
that can tap into my Quora or my Isgol Force, or like, you know what I mean? Some of those, like, because so we can transition to this now. Like our guild is now tier 4. We completed our first tier 4 brawl, I should say. I don't know where we placed.
Fifth.
I think we did
in 5th.
We did come in 5th. Oh, I thought we did worse than that. Okay, so we came in 5th out of what, 9th? Or out of 19?
I thought there were more than that. Maybe it might have been out of 9, right? So I didn't really pay attention to that. But yeah, but it's hard, right? Whenever we go up a tier, we're all like, oh man, because we're used to doing pretty well, right?
Yeah.
But it takes, learning your opponents, right? We're going to play the same opponents for the most part, right? Learning the phrase that we were going to do well in, and just be persistent, right? Just play. Every time you get used to it, you know what cards you need to rent if you're renting. For me, it's remembering to submit my phrase, right?
Yeah.
So, but
we have some folks that go out and remind each other. You being one of them too. So
yeah. But it's fun, right? Like this is, I mean, it's interesting, right? Even though I don't have all of the Soulbound reward cards, they're still fun to play with, right?
Yeah.
Doing challenges with people, playing around with them, even reading the lore on them is really good. So. Yeah.
Do we have space in our guild right now? Because I did notice we do
2. So I want to keep 1 slot open, right? For any returning people, but I think we have 1 more slot that's available.
Well, the reason I'm asking is because we had 2 unfilled phrases. So those bottom 2, I think it was a gold foil diamond, and it's basically like, those are going to be the high end
free money, right?
Huh?
It's free money if you want to jump in.
Well, I guess where we're at now, and we're talking about this somewhat publicly. Most guilds don't do that, but like when it comes to recruiting now, I think we'd want to find people who can fill those brawl spots, right? If we have spaces available. So if anybody out there is interested, speaking of which, it's free money. How do you like that? It's like a 3x SPS.
Oh, it's crazy.
That we got over gold, which is not over tier 3, which is nice.
Yeah, I think it's like 161 SPS we got. That sound right?
Something like that.
Yeah.
We were used to getting like in the 50 range, and now we're like in the 150 range is all I'm looking at. And so I don't remember how many guilds were in our tier 4 brawl.
I think there were 9.
Yeah, I was saying 9 earlier because I just remember us being in the middle of the pack.
Yeah.
And so I was doing a little analysis in the aftermath or the results stage, and I was like, okay, so when we play tier 3, we actually our finish rate in the top 3 is actually pretty good, meaning that we get more crowns technically than if we finish middle of the pack tier 4, right? We can get anywhere between like, I think it was like 84 crowns and up, versus I think we got like 70-ish crowns for finishing middle of the pack. And so I was thinking about that. I'm just like, well, we could go back down to tier 3 and try to earn more crowns, but then you lose out on the SPS earnings at tier 4. So it's like, do we help the individual members of the guild, or do we help the guild itself trying to level up? And I think tier 4 is still, you're not going to convince everybody to go back down to tier 3, right? So ultimately it's just like, we need to move up and get better.
Yeah, and I remember when we went to tier 3, right? People were like, oh, we're doing really good in tier 2, but we just focused on what we needed to do. We got better, right? I think that's the thing, right? You get comfortable in the right phrase, and you just know what to do, right? You gain experience. And that's what we do for the first couple of months, right? Is just, we're not stressing each other out about where we place or anything like that. We're just getting comfortable. And then it just happens, right? Just overnight, you're getting number 1 or number 2 spot, and then you're good.
I would say probably a big part of that is the fact that there were more guilds that jumped from tier 2 to tier 3 that weren't ready, and we just started beating down on them.
Oh yeah.
And so, I think there's 25 guilds in tier 4 now. We were the 24th, and then I saw someone else jump in. Maybe there's another guild that jumped in before this last brawl started. But as more of these tier 3 guilds try to stretch up, that'll probably be better for us, because we're at a certain level. I don't know that we can compete with the highest guilds, that have like, some super OP cards. Because it's really, I need to check and see, our members, but it's like you and a couple others that have like awesome collections that can compete at the highest levels with some of these other players. And then everybody else is kind of like mid-tier. And now we just have more brawls that are like high tier level. You know what I mean?
We do, but it's a funny thing with brawls, right? It's there, but there's a need to get the points from the silver, the bronze levels, right?
Sure.
So I can't go and play in silver because I usually get my ass, because I get my butt handed to me. Can I curse?
No, I mean, I really don't care. But
Yeah,
sure. Do
Luthion's kids
whatever
might
you feel
be
comfortable
up,
with.
so
Huh?
Luthion's kids might be with.
Oh,
So,
sorry, Luthien.
so, but it's tough, right? Like I've tried to play silver, even bronze, right? And I have no idea how to play with those cards, right?
Yeah.
And so it's just as hard as somebody from bronze or silver coming up to champion if they have the cards, right?
Yeah.
Even on the ghost tournament, card tournaments, you saw that, right? People, they were like, what do I do with this, right? Which cards are the good cards? And at silver and gold, or really even bronze, I don't know what the good cards are. So
Sure. Yeah. No, that makes sense. So I got it pulled up here on a different screen. There's actually 28 guilds
Wow, so we got more.
in tier 4. So yeah, I mean, this number is going to continue to grow. That means there's going to be less SPS per player, per pot, whatever. But over time, I think, well, we haven't really made a decision necessarily, but are we trying to sprint to tier 5?
So
I saw some discussion. We're not, I don't want to, we won't name any names here, but I saw some discussion to not do that. And I was like, let's sprint.
Yeah. So the interesting part is, I mean, the way our guild works is, we all have a slot where we're the ones that pick the next upgrade, right? So it's just based on, how many times you've upgraded and how many crown points you've actually spent. So we have 2 members that are up for next, right? And we typically go with whatever that person says, right? So, I mean, and again, any upgrade's a good upgrade, right? Depending on what your objective.
Yeah.
And again, we're gonna max everything out eventually anyway. So
let me ask you this though. So I'm looking at the arenas. So getting, we would need 1850 crowns to get to level 8, which wouldn't get us to actually tier 5.
Right.
We're gonna need somewhere in the ballpark of 36, 46, like 4650 crowns. That's a lot of crowns, right?
It's a lot of brawls.
A lot of brawls. So it will take us some time. So my question for you is, some of the conversation happening is on getting us to, I think it's the tier 6. Level 6 store, so that we can unlock the bloodstone.
Yeah.
Okay, so
that's a great idea.
Oh, okay. So you like that? Because that's gonna a dent of 675 crowns, right? So that's gonna slow us down in our sprint for tier 5. But my question for you and anybody else who's here in that kind of same position, if we get there, are you planning to spend the DEC required on those crowns?
Yes.
On those bloodstones.
Oh yeah. I mean, if you look at some of those legendary cards in for the gladiator cards, they're excellent, right? I mean, they're really good. So the more of those, and again, you only need 11. So anything that could get those cards up and useful would be great. But that means we'd also have to upgrade the barracks, right? So as we start getting those cards, we have to unlock the ability to use those cards. So,
well, we would still get them at level 1, but yeah, you're right. We're at a level 5 barracks right now, which means we can use.
I think it's up to silver.
Yeah, only up to silver. So we need to. That's going to be another 1,000 or 1,675 to get us to gold crowns.
Yep. And it's good. I mean, I like this, right? Because it's not just playing every day and kind of getting into the grind, right? We have a progression that we're working.
Sure.
So it keeps the game, the guild unified, and focus on specific objectives, right? And you can feel the energy when you're doing that, right? So
yeah, for sure. No, it's been fun. I mean, there's definitely a game theory to this. It's just like, where do you want to focus your energy? Is it all about earnings? Is it about being like, you can either take the short path and try to like get your earnings, even though if you get your butt kicked, or you could try to take the longer path and focus on like building a more rounded deck, right? So All right, let's see who else is here. Icy Flow saying, yeah, but it's probably buying cards like he said he would. Yeah, I mean, he gave everybody a chance to front run him. If that's the case. Hi, Darkestnyte. You playing again yet or botting? Sounds like you're still botting. Darkestnyte for community president. Let's go. When is that stuff?
I am not a crook. Sorry. Any excuse to use some history, I'll use it. So.
No, please do. Let's go. I wonder how many people didn't get the reference.
Oh, they got it. Come on. This group is super smart.
That's true. Seems like Silver Markers have reinvigorated the game or some of the game enthusiasm. I would agree with that.
Yeah, definitely.
Icy Flow. It was hard to find GoFo rentals for this brawl. Interesting. Oh. What's up, Virus? Good to see you here. Virus is saying, my guild YGG Dragons just jumped to tier 4, and we are facing you guys in our first.
Oh man! Oh. I haven't submitted mine yet, so I'm gonna do that in just a little bit. So after we get done.
Oh yeah, I'm 2-2 right now out of my 8 battles. So it's actually I did well last time.
You did.
I was 5-3. I was surprised because I started out. I think the first 3 battles that like popped up for me were like 3 losses, and I was like, oh, welcome to tier 4. And then I won like the next 5, and I was like, yes, I can compete. I'm gonna stay in my lane, which is just gold. just gold and focus in on it. Actually, I think Virus. I'm playing in the same one. I'm not playing you this time around, which is interesting. You're Frey 7 Wild Gold League. Maybe I'm not Frey 7, but I am playing Luthien, and our battle has not been resolved yet. Yeah, so I'm excited to see because
your L. Just take your L.
Well, I can't. I mean, if I get the win, we're good. We're gonna be tweeting about this. There'll be a whole video, and if I lose, I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut. No, I'm just kidding. Luthien, if you're here,
send her back a zombie.
Good luck.
Here you go.
I mean, it'll be even funnier if she forgets to put her teams in and then flees, and I'm just like, dude. I mean, we've arrived in tier 4. They're running. We got them running scared.
Yep.
Tier 4 is tough. Yeah. Now it's always somewhere in the bottom. Yeah, it's going to be like that for a while, guys. But more guilds are coming in. We were, like I said, we were the 24th 2 brawls ago, and now there's 28. Frey 17, Silver. Yeah, see, Liberty guy, you got your spot, man. Nobody's ever going to take that from you. And especially if you go up to the gold one too, you'll be set. What's going on? Tales from the Cryptmancer.
Every time I hear him do his intro, I always think that in his head he's thinking about us when we imitate him. I can kind of tell a little bit, and I'm like, he did that for us.
Who was it? Oh, Gathering the Magic's video was I had missed it, but then he was on here talking about it, and then everybody was like, oh yeah, he had a funny intro like referencing me. Actually, he didn't say my name once, but I guess my intro was just
right?
Well, no, my intro is so specific. I don't even think about it anymore, right? It's just, we stream here Tuesdays, whatever. And so if you get a chance, go listen to it because he's like, oh, welcome back to the channel where we never stream, especially not on Tuesdays, Thursdays, or Sundays.
Oh, I did catch that. I did see that. I was like, huh.
And I was like,
I did hear that. That was awesome. Yeah,
fun stuff, man.
I like. What's this cool part though is all the people that were streaming before started to come back and stream more regularly. That's been really good. So we're just missing one more. Where's Ashley?
Yeah, we gotta check in on Ashley. How is she doing? Are there any other? Actually, let me ask this to the community. Are there any other content creators that have popped up? Because my feed is so it's just so backed up. And I'm not one of those people that like goes out and searches. I'm just like, YouTube knows me at this point. Yes, they know what I eat for breakfast. They know my deepest, darkest desires and dreams. So like whatever they pop up at the top of the feed when I log in for just some passive listening, that's what I'll go with. So I don't know if there's actually newer content creators out there, but have you seen anybody?
Not any new. Well, no, I have seen a couple of new ones. I'll have to wait to see if they continue to stream, right? But I've seen a few new ones.
Good.
There's one Bronze Dragon. I've seen him a couple times.
Bronze Dragon?
Yeah. Okay. I think there's another one, HL24, if I remember.
Oh yeah. I think I know him. All right. So you know what? Because what I want to do is go and like sub to the channels and then watch like a couple of videos and hit the thumbs up so that YouTube knows to like put it in my face more often.
Yep.
Oh, check this out. So Icy Flow said I voted for Darkestnyte and myself for the DAO committee. Darkestnyte Aftown did. We will reach out to you about a round table.
I responded 2 days ago.
Yep. Did Dude, I would love for both of you guys to be on that
Well, I voted for you.
committee. For me, no, thank you. I felt weird about it because I'm like, if I'm like with the team, that's gonna be strange. I don't know.
We have different opinions about that.
Fair, but like this already makes it like just being real, 100% real with you guys. Like, it makes it difficult in some ways because before I was doing any kind of music for the team, like I could just say whatever the hell I wanted, right? And I want to be able to continue that because I think people appreciated that. That's the only reason the channel grew early on. So now it's not like I censor myself or whatever. I actually think that I take shots more often at the team while understanding that there's real people doing a lot of hard work there. But it's just like, yeah, I mean, I disagree sometimes with the decisions that you have and that you make, but that's what I think hopefully creates like a healthier community, right? So I don't know. It'd be weird to like be part of the team and then like also on the council that's just like, yeah, community's not feeling what you did about this, and they're like, so I don't know. We'll see. If people really want it, I won't say no, but I tried to push, or not push. I tried to platform other people who I think would be great. Like you, I think Iceflow would be great. There's definitely a lot of other folks who are very we'll put it, strong, influential voices in the community, which I think is positive, right? So there's gonna be what, 5 spots? I think we have more than 5 overqualified people for the role. So
Yeah, I mean, it's all about intention, right? So, I mean, your intention is to be open and honest, right? Sometimes the truth hurts, right? Or your version of the truth hurts, right? But it's good for good discourse, right? Have a conversation about it. And I've known you for a while, right? So I don't think you'd be malicious, right? So it's just sometimes the facts are what they are, right?
Yeah, it's just, I mean, I'll still get comments on videos where someone would be like, oh, I found out you work for the team, I can't like trust you anymore. I'm like, okay. I was like, I've never hidden it, so like doesn't matter to me. But it's just like, well, what do you want me to do about it, right? Like I started off content creating before I joined the team, and again, I need to be very clear with people. Like, I'm not making decisions, I'm not sitting in like meetings. I get prompts from Nate or Isaria to be like, hey, can you write a song about this, or can you do a lore thing for this? So I'll hear the lore, or I'll see the written stuff for lore ahead of time, because that'll get sent out to me and like the voice actors and the video people. But aside from that, I mean, sometimes they'll talk about cool stuff, but aside from that, it's not like I'm getting like inside information. But it is what it is. So
still not taking back my vote. So
well, thank you. I appreciate your confidence in me.
Yep.
All right, let's see here. So good luck, Liberty Guy. GoFo can be very competitive. I played Liberty Guy in this brawl. How did it go? Most definitely. All right, so Iceflow, good luck, my friend. Tails, are you trying to be part of that committee? I think you'd be great on it too.
Yeah. Yep. He could do the intro right at the beginning of everything.
Yes.
Yep.
Hello, Splinterlands boys and ghouls. Iceflow, good luck, my friends. No, dude, don't wish him luck. We got to be ruthless. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Well, Liberty Guy is ruthless. You know that. You see him in Discord. He's
ruthless.
Yeah. He's saying good luck, but he's gonna
because he already knows he has you.
Yeah, exactly.
Griffin Park. Have you heard of Griffin Park? All right. That'll be somebody good. Bronze Dragon is great fun, especially his daily 5 in 9 series.
That. Yeah,
what
I
is
like
this?
5 in 9. So he does. I think he does 9 battles and tries to,
win 5 of them.
Yeah, win 5 of them. So
okay, in bronze.
Oh no, and it's actually not Bronze Dragon. It's Geeked Out.
Oh,
that's
Geeked Out Basketball.
Yeah, he's cool.
Interesting. Okay, so there are some newer streamers. This is great.
Yeah. And I think he's a basketball player. No. He's a developer that has his own game as well. I haven't seen it, but
okay. Okay. What am I thinking with this? I like it a lot. I mean, I like seeing this because for anybody else who creates content out there, like, it's not necessarily, I don't want to say it's easy or hard, but anytime somebody's going to take the initiative to like start creating content around something as super niche as Splinterlands, it just makes me bullish because it's just like, we found another kind of hardcore believer in the game. You know what I mean? It's just like somebody's going to take their precious, valuable time to start talking about this. So to me, that means that we're growing, right? Unless these guys have been playing for years and now they're just seeing like, the glamorous life of being a split owns content creator, which it's not. But you know, I mean, it's a lot of work. It's not like, you know, again, I'm speaking for myself, but I'm not trying to throw shade at any of the other content creators. Somebody feel free to chime in. Like, I'm not doing this for the money because it's like the community's so small. It's not like these videos are getting tens of thousands of views. Like, I do it because they're like, it just sparks conversations with really cool like-minded individuals that are part of the same community that I'm part of, right? So that's like my enjoyment out of it. And so, you know, seeing other people, I'm not saying that being, you know, chasing building something is a good or bad thing, or that it's only monetary driven, but seeing other people who have that same kind of like desire to create something as a sub community within this broader project is awesome.
It's a mini Splinterfest every week.
It's a mini Splinterfest every week. Speaking of which, we gotta plan out our unofficial Splinterfest Atlanta. Unofficial. Can we come up with a better name for like unofficial Splinterfest Atlanta?
How about official Splinterfest?
I do wonder if the team is going to do anything this year.
Well, I mean, if the market continues to go the way it's going, right? Why not?
Would you go?
Why not grab that momentum and really, you know, turn it into something else? But to be honest, though, them doing what they're doing now is probably the most important thing, and all the distractions, maybe not actually, right? So because they're doing good right now, right? So keep, you know, delivering what you've promised. They didn't promise us another Splinterfest, right? Yeah. But it's on the same vein, right? They can have Weird Beard just say, "Hey, man, go take care of it. Here's some money. Go take care of it."
I'm just not that I have like an ego about it or anything, but I'm just wondering how out of control it would be if you and I started like talking about like an unofficial Splinterfest, and then other people are just like, "Yeah, let's go."
I've always said that
because we've like joked about it a couple of times, and then like there's been names popping out from like even I've gotten some DMs where it's just like, "Hey, I heard you guys like were talking about like a get together." I'm just like, "Oh, we were like kidding," but
I wasn't kidding.
No, I know, but it's just like, I mean, we don't actually have something planned, but it's just I'm getting messages now where it's just like, "Hey, if you guys are doing something, like I can travel, like I can be there," and I was like, "Oh, this is kind of awesome." I mean, like I'm not trying to like discourage anyone, but I'm just like, this is kind of awesome. So, you know,
I've been talking to Walking Keys a lot, and we talk about, because I think he's gonna come here in March, right? It's a lot of, you know, basketball tournaments and stuff like that. So that might be an opportunity.
Coming to Atlanta in March, like next month. That's a little soon.
I know. It is soon.
Okay.
Yeah. So we'll have to talk about it. I'll have to get with him, see what the dates are, and it's also my birthday, right? So
yeah.
I'd love to hang out with you guys for my birthday. So.
Oh damn, that would be kind of fun. All right.
A lot of people are close, right? So
yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying, right? Like, there's a lot of people who are either on the East Coast or Southeast U.S. But I mean, even sorry to call him out, but Brantok, who's here in Texas with me, not in Houston, but I think he was like somebody recently who like in the comments was just like, "Yeah, I'll fly out." I was like, "Whoa, this is very strictly unofficial," but
New Orleans is right in between the two.
You want to go to New Orleans?
Absolutely.
Okay.
That's the best place for food and.
Dude, I love New Orleans. Like, as you said, Cajun food, so good, so freaking good. Okay.
We have options. We'll talk about it offline for sure.
Okay. Well, are we really gonna try and make something happen? Like within
this year, for sure. Definitely this year.
Okay, this year. I like March just seems a little close.
Yeah, it is close.
I mean, I do want to do something for your birthday. That'd be fun.
Let's seriously, let's have a serious conversation. Maybe it will be one of the things we talk about in the roundtable.
Well, I think we should have some details before we bring it there, but yeah.
Yeah, right.
Sure. All right, let me see. Where is the chat at? So where is the vote survey located? Do they even do an announcement? They have not. I don't know what's going on with this, but they have not. There was a post announced a town hall 2 weeks ago. So the thing is, they had the unofficial vote, but I think they're gonna like narrow it down to like, or once they get all the nominees, they're gonna like ask people to vote for like final or official. Yeah, like So we'll see how that rolls out. Geeked Out Basketball is in Diamond, if I remember right.
Yeah,
Nice.
and he's good. I mean, so I like watching him play because I always see strategies that he uses, and I'm like,
Mhm.
I never thought about that.
Yeah.
And so it has definitely shifted the way I play in certain circumstances. So,
You know what would be good as a series, which I'm not gonna do because I don't have the resources for it. But if somebody had, and it doesn't matter what level, right? As long as you could make it the same, you could do like a bot comparison where you run like the same deck, right? And this would probably be easier at the lower levels like silver or gold, where it's just like you get one account set up that has like a maxed silver chaos deck, and then it would be like Archmage, and then you'd have the same thing but with Xbot, same thing with Splintermate, and you could actually do a bot comparison with it. Actually, this is not a bad idea if I were to do it.
it's a great idea actually.
In silver, because like it's significantly cheaper. But if you're gonna do it in diamond, it's gonna be like 12 grand. But in silver, it would be significantly cheaper.
So I mean, what you could do is just find out who's using each, right, and just watch their battles, right, over a time.
Sure.
You're not playing, and just. But I mean, but it's a thing, right? There's so many variables you can't control.
So that, because I was originally thinking about that, I was just going to say like you could do. So this idea was born out of your comment just a minute or two ago, saying that like you watch who's a Geeked Out Basketball, saying that he, seeing like what kind of battles he uses or battle strategies he uses. I'm just like, oh, this reminds me of our conversations when we first started using Archmage, and Archmage would like set up teams in a way where you're just like, oh, I never thought about using the card like that. So now I'm just like, oh, well, how do you like, from a very scientific method perspective, like set it up so that there's very few dependent variables and you just have all of that be aligned, and then see which one does better and like study the strategies between each of them.
I remember when I first started using Archmage, it would always try to use cards that I didn't have leveled up. Always, like a lot. It doesn't do it anymore.
Yeah.
But it gave me an indicator of which cards it thought were better. And they were never cards that I thought were good. But once I leveled those cards up, I started winning a lot more. Like a lot. So
I kind of want to do this now. Not even because like because it would just be fun to like start a race and be like, especially with the soulbound reward cards, right? So it's like you start like 3 accounts in bronze with each of the different bots, and it's just like, we're gonna watch these cards, and I'll do like or we're gonna watch these accounts, and I'll do like a video like once a month for the next couple of years and see like where do these accounts end up, because they're just running themselves, right? And they'll start earning the rewards cards. And so it'll just be like, who's the best out of them all when we come back here in a year or in 2 years.
Well, add human in there too. We have to see how the humans stack up. So,
what do you mean?
So, versus bots, right? And then we have someone that's not going to use a bot. I guess that will be our control, right? So,
yeah. Well, yeah. I don't want to play in bronze though. Mainly, people are gonna be like, "Oh, look at this snobbish gold level player. Doesn't want to play in bronze." No, I don't want to play in bronze because I'm gonna get my ass handed to me. Like I have no idea. I'm sorry, but
hey, exactly.
I don't think Luthion's here. We can use the donkey word. So I'm gonna get my donkey handed to me, right?
Yeah.
Griffin Park's very educational too. He's got nearly 1 million power, so I'd say he's in champ level. Cool. Just round 1. They made money on Splinterfest according to Weirdbeard, so it wouldn't be bad for them to do.
They broke even. I mean, it still was good. We're still leveraging a lot of the stuff that we did there. So
the main reason I think that they would want to do something this year, which they've said publicly, is it's the 5-year anniversary of Splinterlands, right? I think they have their Kickstarter or some kind of sale in May. And then I just saw Gold Matters post a video or something talking about how the game went live in October of 2018. Yeah, it's crazy, man. 5 years. What's up, Vilson? Oh, here's another one. See? Andrew Johnson. I'm close to Atlanta with travel. Boom, let's go. Geeked Out has a way of tracking his win rate per card he uses. It's awesome. Wait, how do you do that?
He's a developer, right? So he has all sorts of scripts and stuff. It looks really good.
I mean, he should make I don't know. Somebody needs to talk to him and tell him that he could get super rich by offering that service to everybody, because I would want to know, and I'll pay a little bit.
Yep.
I mean, what was my big thing? I wanted to see what my Rooney's win rate was, and I wanted to see my Rooney's win rate compared to everybody else, because I want my Rooney to be badass. So,
your Rooney is badass.
Well, thank you. So, you doing okay?
Yep. I'm just looking at some of the comments.
Should we keep diving in? Come in the EU. Let's do it here.
Hey, that's cool. Which country in the EU?
Actually, yeah, that's a good question. Where should we do it in the EU? I know there's some people in Germany.
Yeah, that's where I was born, by the way.
What was it really? Oh, nice.
Neubrook. I couldn't speak English when I came here. That's why I have no accent.
Did not pick up on that. Actually, I want to. Well, so Vilson is saying Greece. There's a. Sorry, I mean, there's a non-zero chance that I actually might visit Germany later this year. My brother's there, so
Nice.
we'll see. The fun part about playing lower leagues accounts is in brawls right now. I can start playing the sold out. Oh, that's actually true. Yeah. Get some.
Yeah, one of the big things for me is I have so much collection power that just stands idle. So I've been trying to give it out to as many, especially people in the guild, just so they can accelerate their soulbound reward cards.
Yes,
so I'm hoping.
Thank you for that.
How are you doing, by the way?
Pretty good. I mean, you. This is gonna be funny, I'm sure, to many people, but it's just like, remember that conversation or that phone call we had a couple days ago when you forgot that you had bought a second max core lurker, and you're like, oh, I just found this under my couch cushions. Here, you can use it.
Yeah, all those times when you see me get quiet on stream, I'm like, oh, that's a good price.
Yeah. Well, it's just funny that you forgot that you had two of them. So that actually got me one of my wins in the brawl so far.
Nice.
Or at least it contributed in an enrage rule set, which was nice.
Oh yeah, that card is easy there. Yeah. So now you have an astral entity, right? Did you max yours out or no?
I maxed it for gold, but I haven't yet bought the amount, and I just want to see where card prices are at. Oof, they keep going up.
Oh, see, wait. We complain when they're going down. They complain when we're going up.
Yeah.
We're never satisfied.
I'm just gonna be a whiner.
Yeah. So
what you have a question about?
Yeah. So I thought it would do better with. So Ardenek has mine, and along with a nightmare and a bunch of other stuff that, either flies or, has good evasiveness already. And then you add on the dodge. And I just figured it would just do a lot better. But I've seen some battles where it just did not perform. And so I think so my thought is it's a lot like Kelia, right? So Kelia is good with like the Trinity, right? If you got to play the Trinity, I mean, you don't have to, but it's a lot better when you do, right? So I think that this card is like that, right? There's going to be some core cards that you have to play. Like I'd say Supply Runner would be one, right? So give it more speed. Probably Lyra, right? So you probably want Lyra in there as well. So it's picking off the cards, right? So that, while the other cards are focused on the one that keeps dodging. But what the interesting thing though was I saw a couple of battles where there was not one single miss. And that was
with the dodge, yeah,
not one single miss, and I was just like, well, what's the point, right? So it was just really weird, and the speed wasn't too close, right? I would have figured there would have been more dodges, but that RNG can really get you.
Yeah, dude, I mean, there's some games where I'm just like, are you kidding me? Like, I go 3 for 3 on hitting my card, and there's like a speed difference of whatever plus dodge. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So, no, I definitely understand that it's super frustrating. The thing with Astral Entity is that you need it. Like, at the end of the day, it's never going to be good against like powerful magic-based decks, right? So, and Death doesn't have that same kind of Trinity that allows, like, so, like, again, you look at Deep Lurker, what's his name? Deep Lurker, Demon Shark, and Flying Squid. Like those all do a ton of damage, and they're really fast.
Yes,
right.
Exactly.
And so it's just like you don't even necessarily need to put them with Kelia, right? But the +1 speed and the additional armor helps so much. So the thing is, when you're using someone like Astral Entity, there is like, I immediately will rule it out if it's a magic rule set, because it's just like this, like magic is just so powerful in the meta, and I'm like, and I don't have a nightmare, right? And there's no awesome monster with phase, for example. I guess you have. Elmo Cambio. Well, I guess I'm talking about for like Chaos Agent and newer.
Oh yeah.
You do get phase with what's his name, Chaos Agent.
Yep.
But like
he already has dodge, so.
But he already has dodge. So
Yep.
and the thing is, for some reason, like I'll throw Chaos Agent in, and that fool will get hit like 100% hit rate. I'm just like, what's the point of having him here, right? He's not doing anything that he's designed to do. So until and unless there's like a really good tank that's put in with phase, I feel like Magic is always going to take. In Chaos Agent and Newer, like Magic is always going to rule Astral Entity out for me.
Yeah.
Now, in non-Magic games, though, he can be super dominant, and especially with like someone like Pellicord Deceiver. I love using Pellicord Deceiver with him.
Who'd have thought?
Well, that's like one of those things where I'm just like, oh, well, this is like a perfect example of the team like finding a way to like give some of these cards that are generally like not loved a little bit more love. What was the other one though? Oh, Leer of the Dark that you mentioned. The -2 armor makes it even better for her to be able to knock out like Opportunity, for example, because it would always take her like, if you're going up against Kelly, for example, it'll take her 2 hits, right, to take out whoever it is. So, but there's just not dominant monsters on there. There's not dominant monsters for like higher mana games, if that makes sense.
Yep.
Curse Wendeku is amazing in gold up with that self heal, and he's great for like low mana games when it's just like, oh, he's gonna thorns and like heal himself to victory. But yeah, there's just not that supporting caster, and I don't know that there's necessarily. I'm looking at like some of the Riftwatcher cards right now. Let's go to death.
What's interesting is I find the Chaos Legion set very balanced.
Okay.
Like they did a really good job balancing it. There are no super oppressive cards, right? It's really balanced.
Yeah.
So there's no Kitty Jotun mix, right?
Mhm.
And almost everything has a counter to it, right? So if somebody goes with Wraith, right, then chances are anything that reduces armor, right, is going to be good right now. It takes away 2 of the 3 abilities it has, right?
Yeah.
So with what's his name, Yasik, right, a lot of it is just throwing damage everywhere, right? But if you are super evasive, then you're going to avoid a lot of that, right? And especially if you throw in some triage, right?
Yeah.
And you can do some damage, but you can't finish him off, right? And that's a thing that goes against Yasik. So
yeah, Yasik is powerful too, in my opinion, because there's just so many good cards that you can pair him with. Especially like Diamond. I mean, Countess Sinesh is. Countess Sinesh is amazing for Jotun, but just as powerful with someone like Yasik, because you get that additional speed. So now everybody's +3 speed. She can do like 4 range damage that is going to be thrown somewhere, right? But it's gonna blast. So
it's crazy.
Yeah. Big fan. Ooh, here's the saying.
So I'm sorry. Any predictions on the Draken card?
You and I have talked about this. Well, I don't know if I want to say it publicly.
Let's go, man.
It's just speculation.
Yeah.
All right, hold on. Let me see where it's at right now. No, I'm not gonna say it. So I'm not gonna say what I told you. I have no idea what the Dragon Summoner is going to do. I'd like to think that I would like for it to be as powerful as Kitty, if that makes sense.
That's unlikely. Yeah,
I know, but it's like if it's Jotun has already been nerfed, but it's like Dragon, like there's no way to nerf Kitty. Like True Strike and Speed, like it's just even in reverse speed rule sets, you're gonna hit, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So unless they introduce it with an ability where it just like negates True Strike, which would be an interesting ability, right? For it to have, or but then you're like, oh, it's like literally a direct counter to Kitty.
It's funny you mention that, because I have always thought that the dodge ability should have a chance to dodge True Strike as well. I've always thought that, right? As a counter specifically.
Sure.
So and again, you have a chance to still dodge it, right? So that 25% is still 25% even with True Strike. And again, the developers decided not to do that, right? But it would make a lot of sense, right? I mean, what good is dodge if you can still get hit, right? And again,
Yeah.
just the 25% just from the dodge, not from flying or speed, right? It's
Mhm.
just a 25% for the dodge.
Well, I mean, it would be. I don't know that because then like that nerfs True Strike a lot. Not I don't. Well, here's the thing. I would normally have said I don't think that they're going to change abilities,
Sure,
but
but they have.
they've definitely started doing that with
Yeah.
Dispel, and Scavenge, or I guess not Scavenge, but they've done it with Dispel. They did it with Bloodlust.
Yeah.
Um, so
It just makes sense, right? It makes sense. It's not really a nerf of True Strike, right? It's an enhancement of dodge. So think that way.
yeah. Well, what if I mean, would there be what if there was an additional ability added in? Again, it would seem a little redundant, but it's just
Yeah.
something so that they don't change dodge, but they put in something else that is
So it
I don't
gives it a
know.
little bonus, like a little extra. Well, I mean, here's the thing, right? Phase, it could be the same thing, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Because it's, if you're not there when whatever the projectile is, then it misses, right?
Yeah.
So I think True Strike, it's a great ability, right? Don't get me wrong. And I love having it on Kitty, right? But it is a little OP.
Yeah.
And even if you look at what's the other one? The Life Warrior, the one that has True Strike and Pierce. Oh my god.
Oh, wait, who are we talking about? The life
Oh yeah, hold on.
is this Rift Watchers?
Yeah. No. This is for Chaos Legion. It's one of the reward cards.
Oh, the new Soulbound ones?
No. Oh, one of the old ones. Hold on.
What?
It is.
Why am I struggling with this?
Oh,
Jared Scar.
Jared Scar. Yeah, Jared Scar.
Okay. Yeah.
So which I'm surprised it's not used as much, but
I don't know, man. I don't think that there's a good way to nerf Kitty, because then like if you start making abilities that just counter other abilities, or like give a chance to counter them, right? Like it's funny because like I think Reflection Shield is actually a fantastic ability to
Yeah.
counter something like Yodin, but how do you? It's not the speed with Kitty. It's not even the tank heal, because that can be countered. It's the
Right.
True Strike, and
Right.
so if the only way to like get rid of True Strike, I mean, an OP way to get rid of it is to create an ability that says like
Yeah.
this person is immune to True Strike. Anybody with True Strike that tries to attack will always miss.
Yeah, but
So, but then you put like another, if you put it like to a 50-50 chance,
Yeah.
then again, I mean, it comes down to RNG, but it's like this negates just True Strike, which is negating just Kitty, but it would also negate a lot of other cards like Jared Scar,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Tidebiter, and
again, not a direct counter, right? A chance, just a chance.
sure, okay,
Right? So again, that's why I said 25%, right? That's the bonus that dodge gives itself. So you take out all other modifiers, right? And when a person with True Strike hits someone with dodge or attacks them, they just have a chance just based on the dodge,
yeah,
right? So imagine that the person with True Strike has an expertise; they're experts, right, at hitting a target. But then someone who has dodge is an expert at getting away. So there's one of them's going to win.
yeah.
Right?
I mean, now that I think about it, I'm not that opposed to it. I think I would love some kind of ability that was.
And again,
You don't want it everywhere. You don't
Right.
like. You're not going to put it on a bunch of monsters. You could put it on a summoner, and I
Yeah.
think the summoner would be the dragon one to kind of counter Kitty, because the
Right.
thing is, keep in mind, like Kitty will always be dominant in wild, right? Even when it rotates out. But like if you had a summoner, let's see, what's a good name for it? What's a good name for the ability? Like a summoner, or even several monsters that had the overconfidence ability, where it's like
That's all.
enemy monsters with True Strike only hit half the time, or like
Right.
50% chance. Again, it would be a direct counter to Kitty, but it would also balance things out across the game.
Oh,
I don't know.
So displacement, right? That's what it would be, right? Either or something like blink, right? So you're there and then you're not. So, oh, you know what'd be cool?
Blink,
It puts you in a random location in the lineup. So when you use it, or when it gets activated, you just go to a random location. So you miss, see, the attack misses, but now you're somewhere, and you could end up somewhere where you can't attack, right? So
what if you combine it with scatter shot? Because so it's just like enemies, like monsters with true strike end up, well, no, I guess this wouldn't work for tanks, but it's just like monsters with true strike end up not hitting the monster that they're intending to, like an opportunity, but end up hitting somebody random on the board. It's just like, so, and it only triggers if they're going to hit, like, so for example, if you have a monster that's going to hit like in an opportunity or a sneak, like they're gonna hit still, but they're gonna hit somebody else completely random. Right. So but the thing is, that monster, well, then you couldn't put on a summoner because it's just like
I just realized we should never be developers.
Yeah.
The game would be.
What are you talking about, man?
It would be a mess.
Are you kidding me? Like, we should never be developers. Like, can you imagine, like, Matt and whoever else like comes up, they get paid to do what we're doing right now. Just throw out random ideas and see what sticks. I would love to do that. All right, hold on. Let's catch up on chat. So Harris is saying Philippines, please. Your dollars would last long here.
I'm going to the Philippines.
I wasn't going to say anything, but when are you going? You should do a mini little Splinterfest thing there.
Maybe. Yeah, I'm definitely going.
Let's do it.
Look who's in the chat.
Austria,
#1 player.
Oh, is he here? All right, hold on. We're gonna drop down. Hold on. We'll catch up. So D-Tough, the champ, the #1 player in Splinterlands. Yeah. Nobody can take that away from you, dude, until the next Splinterfest. Yep. How about some type of ability that does bonus damage versus something that is super fast? Might counter the speed meta. Oh, that's interesting.
But reverse speed already kind of does that, though, right? Doesn't that counter the speed meta?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I was reading this in a way where it's just like, you know, if a monster attacks another monster, or let's say you have X monster, if a monster with speed 3 or higher attacks it, there's like reduced damage or something.
Ah, okay.
That could be interesting, actually.
So if there's a speed disparity, you're saying that
of like 3 or larger,
it's shirked off, right?
Well, it's like maybe half the damage or something.
Yeah,
half the damage. Off. Yeah, shrug off.
Skill. Just shrug off. Also known as protect and armor. Oh, sorry.
Let's go. All right, Carlos saying Austria. That'd be fun. I've actually never been. So good afternoon. Those Soulbound War cards feel like a trap to upgrade your cards. I have level 3 summoner now, but the other troops are still level 2. Guys, we're like less than a week into Soulbound War cards. Yeah. It's good for reverse speed, but I haven't used it much. Why the healer in water element heals 3 HP and life heal only does 2? So the heal depends on the health of the monster. It will heal up to 1/3 the health of the monster. So if it's healing a monster with 6 health, it'll only 6 health or lower. I think it'll heal 2. If it's healing 9 health, it'll heal 3. 12 health 4. That's why, like, you know, Bakjira can heal like 5 or 6 per turn, which is insane. Oh, somebody else already answered that. What do you mean? Okay, hopefully that was answered. That's right, Harris. I'm still looking forward to the new Dragon Summoner. Red Panda designed it, I think. I don't know who Red Panda is. Is that somebody that I mean, I know the name, but are they like big in the community? Have you heard of them? No? Okay. Summoner. Sadito said that. New ability, reverse hit chance. If your opponent has 100% hit chance, they now have 0. Oh, interesting.
So,
but that would nerf Kitty. Like, you would never be able to play Kitty again because you would just get a 0% chance. I mean, that would make your Kitty pretty much valued at 0.
What if you're using Magic? Magic has 100%. So now you won't hit with Magic at all?
All right. So this is why Virus shouldn't be a game designer either?
Yeah, so you're near with us, Virus.
I was just messing, Virus. We're having fun. So thank you guys for just hanging out to have fun this morning. Yeah, man, we try to do it as often as we can. Good morning, Chuny. Good to see you here.
Hey, man.
The Dragon Summoner will have the ability to play Gladiator card and maybe -1 magic. Interesting.
Hey, but we already have that with the new one, right?
Oh, check it out. Best counter to Kitty would be Stun.
Oh, didn't we talk about that? The new summoner to have stun. That would be awesome. That's what I hope. So, but mine is
God, that would be so OP though.
Would it?
I mean, it would feel like,
right?
especially
So if you can't hit, you'd have to hit, right? So, Astral Entity would help with that.
Okay.
Yeah, but then you go strong with magic, though. To be honest, right? You go real strong with that.
You go strong with magic. You throw some True Strike monsters in there. Again, it's only 50% chance that stun would land, but if you can spread that damage around and like essentially incapacitate 3 monsters, or half the monsters for multiple turns.
Yeah. So I think we had some conversation, and again I thought about it too. So I would love to see the Dragon Summoner at least have +1 magic, right? Mm-hmm. I'd love to see that. Stun would be great, but that would be kind of OP, especially with the magic, right? But I would like Life Leech. That's one of my favorites, right? So Life Leech, +1 magic, and then pick something else.
All right. I was really hoping for Life Leech on the Death Summoner. That seemed very much like a death thing.
That would have been awesome, right? But again, that's a kind of OP, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everything that hits gives you, increases your HP.
Can you just imagine all your monsters, like your entire lineup, just eating the whole game?
Right.
So,
and especially if you use anything with blast too, right? So it's just going crazy.
Yeah, true. Ice Flow. I did get a message from Rearbeard. Cool. Summoner that gives tank double strike.
Ooh, that would be nice. Not just tank, everything.
Okay. So let me just double the value of all my cards right now for this game. That'd be insane.
Yeah. Okay, so now we know we're not getting double strike. Because imagine having the long tail getting double strike. So it already gets 2 attacks now. Now give it 2 more. I want to play Carnage Titan where he attacks 4 times per turn. Absolutely.
Or Grund where he gets four chances to knock someone out in a Stampede rule set with Trample. This game over.
Okay, so we know we're not getting double strike. That's out. Right.
I mean,
could you imagine though if they?
I mean, the team's made mistakes before. Yeah. So maybe they'll make a nice mistake now for us. That way, when all the Rebellion players come in, they're just like, "Dude, this is so OP." We'll be like, now it's our turn, right?
Exactly.
You have Kitty and whatever this new Dragon Summoner will be, which is, I wonder if it'll be like a Panda Dragon.
I think it's gonna be awesome.
I'm looking forward to it. I want to propose tournaments where only 1 or 2 splinters can be used. I feel like this would need to be a ghost card tournament though, because again, it would just limit so much, and the meta would be so.
Well, why would you? Well, why would be the question?
Huh?
Why? Like, what benefit would you get from just having 1 or 2 splinters?
Well, I think the meta would be really boring, in my opinion. If it's just one, like if it's only 1 splinter, and most people have like Chaos Legion and a spattering of like some reward cards and stuff, like if everybody's summoner is going to be Thaddeus Brood, right? Or if 90% of the players are going to have a Thaddeus Brood, you're just going to be like, okay, I guess I'm not playing Magic again. So I don't think it's a bad idea. I just wonder if like there would need to be some kind of thing that opens up the entire game, because then you get Thaddeus Brood, you get Contessa, you get I don't mind playing with all the same monsters, but when you can kind of pick and choose different summoners that have options, would be cool.
I think most people have a favorite splinter, right? So how would you deal with that, right? Like I like Death and Dragon, but if it's a Life and Earth, right, then I might not be encouraged to join.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Especially because at least for a while you didn't have a lot of your like Life and Earth cards fully maxed out because you weren't using them.
Yeah.
At least the older cards.
Yeah. Yeah, but now, Immortalis, one of my favorites. right? That
Okay.
card is amazing. Absolutely amazing.
That card is good. Yeah. Did Grum get devalued in reverse speed? Yeah, I mean, Bloodlust itself got devalued. So it wasn't just Grum. It wasn't just Jared Scar. It was literally every single Gladiator card out there, which I thought I thought that was a little extreme for them to do.
I think so too.
If I can be on, I mean, I called you. You were upset about this. Like
Was.
when I first mentioned it to you. Like, to me, I don't like the idea of like changing abilities that have been around in the game for a while, because that just devalues cards, right? It's better to balance things with new abilities. That's why I thought Reflection Shield was perfect. And if they counter Kitty, like, I want there to be a new ability that does something. I wouldn't want them to change dodge now to include, missing True Strike or something.
Actually, that's one of the reasons why I played Splinterlands, right? I used to be a pretty hardcore Magic the Gathering player.
Yeah.
Right? But they have a habit of either outright nerfing cards, or not nerfing cards, banning cards. Right? You make this investment, right, with an expectation that you're going to be able to use it going forward, and then it's banned. Right? They don't give you anything in return for that. So it was just a terrible investment for me.
It's just such a bad move for them to do. Like, I mean, I get it, right? Like, they're probably getting so much pushback from the community and outcry. Like,
I get it. I mean, they would not have done it lightly, right? So
yeah,
I think, and they also have a view to what's coming in the future, and they probably said, "Hey, let's go ahead and nip this in the bud now."
Yeah, I wouldn't. I mean, but I don't blame you for stopping playing that. That would be super frustrating. And here's the thing. I'll be honest. I wonder if they continue to do that with abilities here, you'll probably start to feel the same way.
Oh, I will absolutely feel the same way.
Yeah.
Which, again, where it makes sense, right? It makes sense, right? And I think as long as they get feedback from the community before they do it, right?
Well, actually, I mean, I think Matt even addressed this in the recent town hall, where it's just like, what if the community voted on changing the abilities or stats for a certain card?
I would love it.
Well, I know you would love it because
it's one in particular.
You want Waka. You want Waka to get something else, right?
Yeah, I sure do.
Should we start campaigning for that? What do you want? What's on your wish list for Waka?
So I want Poison to be affected by Blast. I always thought that it would have been when Waka first came out. It's one of the reasons why I got it, right? Because I had a Banshee, and I said, "Oh, that card will spread the poison everywhere," right? Yeah. And when it didn't, I was pretty disappointed.
I mean, if we're gonna get on your wish list, I would love for Waka's value to skyrocket, because poison would just be applied to your opponent's team automatically at the start of every game.
Oh, wow. That's too much.
Yeah. I mean, if we're dreaming here, right?
Yeah. Well, sure. You know what? I support that.
As a Waka holder, I feel like you would vote for that. It's time to buy some SPS and vote it in.
Yep.
I just hope that it has +2 speed, says Harris. I don't care the other abilities. I just want Speed Summoner for Splinter Forge. Oh man, yeah. I've done a couple of games of Splinter Forge, but I'm not good. How does everyone like Astro? Oh, we were just talking about that, Chuni.
I think it is a must-have, right? But I think we, like every card that comes out, the meta needs to evolve, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there'll be new cards that'll come out in the future, right? I think we know that. I'd hope that Nightmare would be a little bit better, and it might be, right? Maybe I didn't have enough, speed in the lineup. So
yeah, they should change the name of Coral Lurker to Can't Touch This, with a lineup of Yasik.
Oh yeah.
Oh, somebody needs to make a video montage. See, all these other games have like video montages of like gameplay footage, and then it's like put to like cool music, and it goes viral. Somebody should just show like a game where like nobody hits Coral Lurker with Can't Touch This song behind it.
That's Aga Prime, man.
Hey, Aga Prime. That's an idea for you. I mean, there's an idea for anybody who wants to do it. Go for it. I'll retweet it or whatever I need to do. Yeah. Another new ability, Through Strike, where it's not negated by Reflection Shield, but only hits monsters next to that monster that was attacked.
Ooh, okay, hold on. So, not negated by Reflection Shield, but only hits the monsters next to the monster that was attacked. So it's a direct counter to Reflection Shield, let's say, for someone that's in the second slot.
Yeah.
So, both on.
That could be an interesting that could be an interesting thing where you can counter Kitty. Imagine you have a no, again, this wouldn't be a monster though. Or you couldn't put it on a summoner, you'd have to put it on a monster. With the idea being that like anytime they're going to attack someone, they attack the person directly behind them.
Yeah.
So you put like
so that's
a
good
meat
evasion.
shield, and yeah, it's like a shifted taunt, right? But you could put like this massive meat shield where everybody who was going to attack, like whatever your front card would be. Yeah, exactly. I mean, but you can throw. I don't know. There's a lot of monsters you could throw in there.
Yep.
Interesting idea, Virus. Hey, guildmates. Whoa, what's going on? T Lastic. I don't think I've ever seen you here. Thanks for coming through. 3-0 in the brawl so far. Let's go. You got to put your teams in, man. You got like less than 12 hours.
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
I'm gonna wait until the last minute.
Yeah. I literally did it in the first minute this time around, so hopefully that doesn't screw me over. Yeah. The change in Bloodlust is sad, but it makes me hopeful for Waka. It could get better. Make Waka great again.
Nice.
With these new soulbound cards and legendary summoners, ranked feels fun again. I'm not botting right now in ranked. Anyone else? I'm not botting right now in ranked. Dude, ranked, but it's tough. I actually still haven't made it to. Oh no, I did make it to diamond, just barely. But then I got pushed back down.
I got pushed back too. So I got pushed. I was maybe 150 points from champion. Mm-hmm. I got pushed all the way back to champion 2.
Okay.
I'm sorry, a diamond 2. So I think I'm okay now, but let's see where I'm at now.
I'm in diamond 3 now, but I'm letting my ECR recover.
Oh, look at that. I'm 80 points from champion.
Oh, let's go.
Right. Thank
you.
You. Oops. Hold on. Sorry. My music is always playing. By the way, the music that they added, I love that music.
Yeah?
Cool. It just plays, around the house. Mm-hmm. It's awesome.
They got a nice little soundtrack going, that's for sure.
I remember, I still remember when we were at Splinterfest and Aggie played the song. He says, "Do you guys recognize that song?" And I was like, "No." Right? But then it's a song I've heard for like the last 2 years, every day, all day long. But it was an orchestral, version of it. And then once he pointed it out, I was like, wow, that was awesome. And he loves that song, right? Like he
does. I mean, it's a good song. Isaria wrote it, so shout out to Isaria. I don't think she ever watches this channel, which is good. It's a secret from the team.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Splinterforge is amazing. I love free DEC. Can somebody explain the tokenomics of the stuff? Because there's no white paper, and it's not that I distrust the team. I like white papers. So I just want to understand the tokenomics a little bit more. I didn't even realize that there was a way to burn Forge. So people were like all of a sudden getting excited about burning Forge. But they just don't have that explained well on the site. So I feel like I need to actually dive into Discord and start asking a bunch of questions.
I played a lot during beta. I need to go back and check it out, right? Because I see a lot of videos.
Yeah, people are winning a ton of free DEC there, or like Forge, which I think which is funny because then they sell. I would assume they would sell the Forge for DEC.
Maybe,
but
yeah, but it's a different game, right? It's a different game. To be honest, I think it should be incorporated into Splinterlands.
Well, that'd be an interesting.
Like for land, as part of land, right? You go and
boss
fight
battles
on someone's land. Absolutely.
Yeah. No, I mean it's a cool idea. Like I said, I played it a couple times. I mean, it's fun. I did hear a complaint though, and actually, if somebody is willing to expand on this further, but people were saying that it's not friendly to lower tier players. So like players who play in like bronze and silver, because it's just like you're going up against these bosses, and there's anybody that has like maxed out deck is going to do better over time than somebody who has like a bronze level deck. So it seems as though, again, this is a complaint I'm seeing from the peripheral, that there's just not much there's not much incentive and not much appeal to lower tier players.
Yeah.
So I don't know, I just found that interesting.
Well, I mean, that's something for future versions, right?
Yeah. Well, it'd be interesting if they had like lower level bosses for people to go after.
But there were lower level bosses when I was doing the beta.
Okay. Actually, wait. Now that I think about it, when I go in there, don't they have like bosses where you can only play like at a certain limit?
Yeah, yeah.
All right. So maybe I was like reading too much into that complaint. Hold on. Just a friendly reminder to watch out for scammers. Oh, the Xantinus posted in official announcements. Especially those impersonating well-known community members and or team members. Actually, this happened to me. So there's somebody on support who like literally reached out and it was like the same thing. And then like, I don't know why, like I fell for it in the sense that I just started talking with them, but my problem had already been resolved. Right. And so then it was somebody that I met at Splinterfest. So it was just, no, sorry. The account, they were impersonating somebody that I met at Splinterfest who was like working support. And so like, they reached out to me and just like, hey, you know, what's going on? Like, let me know how I can help. And I was like, oh, you know, like my thing actually already resolved. I just like updated or cleared the cache or something. But how's it going? Right. Yeah. And then we started like, talking back and forth. And then I'm just like, wait a second. And I checked his username because I saw the thing like this. I checked his username and it was like the 4 numbers were different from the other. I'm just like, oh, I fell for it.
Yeah.
Like I literally fell for it because I just started casually talking with them, and had it not like had my issue not been resolved, I might have been dumb enough to actually like give them some information. So just be careful, guys. All right. So met Darkestnyte at Splinterfest. Oh, did you meet T Lassic?
I did.
How come I didn't? Was T Lassic?
You were too busy working.
Was T Lassic not in the guild then?
No.
Oh, okay. I met all the other Archmage Ari's disciples there. All right, so how about a summoner that gives every monster that moves into first position the taunt ability?
Ooh.
I like that. I actually like that a lot.
Wow. Call it lockdown.
Well, so actually, hold on.
That's nice. I like that.
You wouldn't need to create a new ability for this, because I've been saying that I want to see this ability in a summoner. The camouflage ability, so it gives the entire backline camouflage. So the other team by default only focuses on the front monster.
Right, and then the only person that could counter that would be, I believe, Yasik, right? Because it still hits randomly, doesn't it?
But I don't think Yasik can't hit camouflage monsters.
Be targeted. That's right.
They can't be targeted.
Can't be targeted. Ooh.
So. I mean, I've been saying I want a camouflage summoner for a while. I don't know how OP it would be, but essentially it would accomplish the same thing by having, you know, only the front monster be able to be targeted.
That's crazy. And then you put reflection shield right behind it, so it doesn't.
Well, yeah. I mean, that would be huge, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be huge. Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I like it. It'd be a good counter for Jotun, and was it a counter for Kitty?
See, and here's the interesting things, right? That gives more utility for the other rule sets, right? So all the reflection rule sets that we're seeing right now. So because I've lost battles where I've killed myself, right? So like, okay, like a reflection plus amplify is crazy. So
those are my favorite battles when the other team just kills themselves.
Yep.
Oh, hey. Weirdbeard is in the house. Let's go. Oh, no, dude. Do not do that. Do not do that. Hope that we can announce some fun stuff in the next few weeks that gets people excited.
Hope is not a strategy.
Yeah. Come on, man. You got now you have to hop on and give us a little bit more of a teaser.
Man, that's right.
You've just tickled us.
Yep. That's hilarious.
Hope you're well, Weirdbeard. But you're always welcome to come on and chat. So that was just throwing it out there. All right, that's life. Bronze players in SPL don't earn as much as champ players. Fair enough. Hand waving. Oh, so I got the chat over here. So it's just a bunch of emojis that say hand pink waving. All right. So has anyone used Conscript yet in ranked? No, I don't think so. I mean, maybe if you're playing at the lower levels.
Yeah, but I mean, again, those cards. I wonder how low level players are doing, right? Like really what I want to do is just make another account and just give it a few cards and just start using at the low level some of these soulbound cards. I mean, they're just good cards, man.
Yeah, agreed. It just even like with somebody who has Korra right now, like 16 mana to throw Korra into a game, there's just other things that I could be doing, right? So
yeah, exactly. But if your deck is not quite filled out, right? I just like the idea of soulbound cards that I'm always going to be able to play.
Yeah.
right? If I cash out of the game for whatever reason, right, I will still be able to play a year from now, 2 years
Yeah.
from now, 10 years from now, right? And that's a good thing.
Well, you might even be able to unlock them and sell them on the market.
Oh yeah, because I do that all the time.
Darkestnyte does not sell any
one
cards.
time.
I think you sold cards like once. Splinter Forge is noob friendly. Okay, sorry. I don't mean to spread FUD around the project. That was my bad. I like I said, I just saw some random complaints about it and wanted to ask. So, but like sometimes you need to rent cards. My alternate accounts are doing well. The pay to win aspect of Splinter Forge is buffed heroes on last stand. That's broken. Oof. Okay. It's not only Weirdbeard. It's oh, what's up, Miss? Are we allowed to call you like Mrs. Weirdbeard soon?
Yes.
Or soon to be Mrs. Weirdbeard? Thanks for stopping by. Well, then definitely Weirdbeard, don't hop on because you got some family time today. I was really trying to sneakily push for him to join us and share that alpha. Yeah. He's gonna come in and tease us.
2 hours later.
2 hours later, we're just like, all right, well, I clearly don't have enough cards or anything in my life.
So remember when I had a fiance? Well, because of you guys, I don't anymore.
Don't worry, we're not gonna steal your man for some silly game. All right, just got legendary life summoner from a free pack. Whoa, let's go. Well done. See, it happens, guys. Congrats. So why the battle? Oh, okay. So I brought this up because I think this is important, Darkestnyte. I mentioned it to you, but I want everybody to see the numbers right now. I think I did post a video about it a couple days ago, but it has only gotten worse. Check out the battles here. Look at the battles over the past month, and then since the Soulbound reward cards went live, we are doing overall battles less, like maybe 25%.
I love it, man. Sorry, I love it.
Why are you pausing?
No, it's less people extracting value from the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's real players, right? I recognize almost everybody that I play, even though my bot is still doing it, right?
Yeah,
I recognize almost everybody. And I like that.
Yeah. No. I agree. I keep coming across the same players. I'm just like, oh, we're all just like beating up on each other, trying to get out of gold right now.
I played Hawks like 4 times the other day. I was like, that's what I've been waiting for, right?
Yeah. Not like something 5-8. 1 2 3 4.
Right. And that win felt actually he won twice, I won twice, and I still the 2 wins that I got. I was like, yes, let's see you post that on your stream.
Talk that trash. No, I mean, I agree with you though. It's not that I want to see the numbers go down, but I do want to see them be more real, right? Exactly. I want to know, like, to me, this is a positive sign in the sense that, I mean, here, you got, dude, we were down to 100,000 active players on the 3rd. What's today? 5th? Yeah, on the 3rd. So that's nuts.
Man, I would put it down to 50,000 if I knew it was real players, right? And build up from there, right? I have nothing against bots or bot farms. I don't really care, but I feel better when I know that I'm playing someone that I've interacted with.
Yeah, I mean, I when I'm feeling my most fuddy, I like to think that there's only like 500 players here.
There we go. And I've seen only 500 players, right?
I mean, we talk with most of them, right? Yeah. So who are the quiet people that aren't either on Discord or on here?
I mean, and that's the whole point that Weirdbeard was actually making, right? That having tournaments that we know are real players, right? That means something to us, right? Yeah. We saw them all at Splinterfest, right? That's why DTOF will be number 1.
DTOF is number 1.
Virus will be, the top 16.
Virus is top 5. He can't.
Top 5.
He's top 5. Top 5 player.
Yeah. Right. So there we go. Right, that means something. So
I mean, again, Weirdbeard, we love you. So this is not like throwing shade at you or the tournaments, but I don't think there's ever been a tournament that has more than 1,000 people in it. Like, even the not the glider, but like the what's it called? So yeah, Soulbound or not? Yeah, ghost card tournaments. Yeah. So again, it's just a representation of how many people are actively like involved in the game, willing to participate. Because I'll put it this way: I know a lot of people didn't participate, for example, in those like first couple of ghost card tournaments, or at least they said that they didn't because it's just like, oh, I didn't feel like paying, right? Or I don't, whatever the case is. But to me, that still represented a high amount of people who were just like, oh, this is the first time I'm able to do something in this game. And I just, I want to try it out. I would argue that it did represent a significant amount of the overall player base. So, yes, Mrs. Weirdbeard works. Let's go. Weirdbeard is so passionate about enhancing the player experience. I have to listen to his midnight thoughts on it all the time. Ooh. All right. Hey, guys, since Mrs. Weirdbeard is here, can we show her all the love that we have for Weirdbeard right now? Everybody who's a fan of Weirdbeard and his crazy thoughts. Mrs. Weirdbeard, we just want you to know that we love his passion too. We get super excited when he brings all these ideas that technically, I guess, come from like a Web 2 mindset, right? But it's important because at times Splinterlands has not felt like a game and more like a DeFi platform. And so we just appreciate the perspective that he brings in. And I've told him personally many times that I want to champion a lot of his ideas, both internally with the team if I can, and definitely externally. So those thoughts are definitely valuable and they're appreciated here within the community.
Yep. A rock star.
A rock star. Oh yeah. And wait, Mrs. Weirdbeard, were you at Splinterfest? Did you see him rocking it on stage on Sunday, looking like a true professional? All right. So with battle numbers going down, will we get more SPS per win? I
think the pools. So these are all pools, right? So depending on the level that you're at, there's pools. I think we were talking about this, right? That the bronze pool had more in it than the champion pool.
Yes. What's his name? Gene Pool had posted like a screenshot from what's that called? I forgot what it's called. His website, splex.gg, that was showing the pool of bronze holding more SPS than the one in diamond, which just meant that like a bunch of bronze players had left the game, aka bots had probably gone offline.
Yep.
You good? Oh, I thought you got frozen for a second.
Nope. I was looking at
Welcome, Mrs. Weirdbeard. Weirdbeard adds intrinsic value to all things Splinterlands. There we go. See, this is the kind of love we want to see. She's so proud of him. I didn't get to go last time, but I have a Biz Kitty cosplay locked and loaded. Oh man,
what?
See, that's what we need more of. I was like one of the only people dressed up because I was hoping to see more people dressed up. You remember BB Omega came in with a full Ulrich getup? Oh, that was so awesome. Yeah, that came to mind when Matt is saying that there would be arenas on land that would be more attractive to landholders. More people. Did you hold on? I know. Did you watch the last town hall?
I did. And I was traveling, but I did get caught up. Right. So that was something we talked about months ago. Right.
Yeah.
When land first came out, imagine walking through your land, doing battle, all that stuff. And so, just based on what I heard, land is going to meet my expectations. I know it's not going to meet everyone's expectations, right? But the things that they said, I think it's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, it just feels like it's so far away. So it's like everybody gets excited, and then it's going to be like, oh yeah, okay, well we're going to start working on it in 6 months. So like Matt's still designing it, and so I don't know. I felt like it was cool to see a much more thought out vision of it, but it's like they're planning to release the high level white paper. So again, not even like numbers, but they're planning to release the high level vision with the white paper Q1, end of Q1 maybe. So it's just like once that is out, then they start building.
Get to work. Yeah, my preference is they just take their time, right? Do it right. We saw what happened with a quick release of Land did to Axie. It became like a joke, right? So just take your time, do it right.
Is anybody here actively playing Axie? I just want to know if I'm like missing out on something. Continually missing out on something. For sure, Weirdbeard has changed the course of the game for the betterment of all. Definitely. We did this one already. Any news? Certain date for plot surveying?
I thought the next couple of weeks. I thought like 3 weeks, 4 weeks.
I don't know. I actually don't know.
Yeah, but when you say it with a Cheshire grin,
I don't know. Don't ask me. I was like optimistic coming out of the holidays that we would get it in January, but I don't want to be optimistic anymore because I'm going to keep getting the timelines wrong. I would say that there's it sounds like there's only two things needed, right? So back in December, when they released Land Phase 0.5, they said, or Farpetrad said that there were three things to complete Phase 1, right? You would need the market functionality, you would need map enhancements, and then surveying would be like the final thing to close out Phase 1. So we got market functionality, not last week, but I think 2 weeks ago. And I think Farpetrad has been teasing something with, map enhancements that he'll be able to share soon. I don't know that we get it this Tuesday, but even if we get it this Tuesday, I don't think that we're going to get like 2 land releases back to back. So I would say that the most optimistic timeline would be the end of February, but
I would even be cool at the end of March, right? So
yeah,
something to look forward to.
Yeah.
Right?
See, this is what happens when I get too optimistic. Weber's like, hopefully within 3 months.
Damn, there we go.
Talking about by the end of February. So I'm just gonna get my heart.
Yeah, I mean, 3 months is
broken
good,
again.
April, maybe May. Start the summer of Splinterlands again.
So actually, okay. I think you should go. You have 4 land plots.
Yeah, so
and you only surveyed 2 of them.
I've already claimed 2, and I'm saving 2 more.
So Matt actually talked about why you would want to have all your plots in the same region, because there's going to be like less fees involved. Would you consider now like selling those plots and then buying other plots within the same region?
Probably not.
Because I want
to. I mean, fees. I mean, how bad could the fees be, right? The desire for the land was based on lore reasons, right?
Sure.
Cool. Yeah. No, I think I would be cool.
You're not worried about it.
I mean, unless it's backbreaking fees, right? So, but if it's just a couple of DC here and there, I won't care.
Maybe not fees necessarily, but it's like I think for like efficiency or whatever. Again, we're gonna need more of this high level stuff to actually come out.
I mean, they made the map, right? Don't make the map so cool with all the stuff in the center. All cool, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Spread it out a little bit. Spread it out.
This comment is so perfect. Yes, I do always ask if somebody's playing Axie and nobody answers. So I guess no.
Is anybody here?
So this is what gets me. I mean, I know I'm saying that my channel has like a wide reach, but it's just like I know that there's at least a couple hundred people playing Splinterlands. Right. I don't know anybody who's playing Axie. Actually, I think Foyer used to. I don't know if he's still playing it. I need to ask him.
So there's one guy, streamer that I know, Bit Trio. He streams. I think he still streams Axie, and he's hilarious too to listen to, by the way.
Yeah.
So that's the only person I know.
I mean, I just think about the fact that Axie still has like a $1 billion market cap, and it's like if Splinterlands was doing that, I mean, SPS would be at such a juicy price, right?
Which is why we're all holding it. But
it's like I don't know. Yeah. I worry about the fact that we're on Hive. I think Hive is too small.
We'll see.
So what region is everyone looking at to claim plots if you have not claimed it?
COF.
What's COF? Oh, Center of Fire?
Yep.
Is that what it's called? Oh, Central Fire. Yeah. Dude, I've tried Axie a year. Got a guy that let me try with his assets and it was boring. Yeah. It sounds like the gameplay is the gameplay loop is very like redundant. Especially because you can only play with like whatever Axies you buy. So if you buy like crappy Axies, but I feel bad like talking down about a game that I haven't played yet. So that's why I'm always trying to ask for more. Yeah. But this is the common thing that I get with a lot of like Splinterlands players who have tried Axie. So I don't know.
Yeah.
All right. Did we cover? We looked at the battles. We looked at. Oh, sorry. Let me share what I'm looking at here. Yeah. So transactions are also down on the market. I think this is a clear sign that like a lot of bots have left, or at least have turned off.
So I mean, but here's the thing, right? If the bots aren't doing their thing, right? The question is it bad for Splinterlands or is it good for Splinterlands? I mean, that's really the question. Like, did we benefit from any of the bot activity?
Well, I think there were definitely investors who were piling cards because they had huge ROI APRs on them because bots were renting them out at lower levels. And I think that has essentially been catastrophically nuked at this point. At least that's what it seems like. Because I see rental prices, rental activity down quite a bit. But if you're a player, you don't care. I mean,
Right.
you know. So here's the thing, though. What is the issue? And actually, this question is open to everybody.
Yeah.
What was the one thing? What was the one pro bot argument that was always put out there of why like we need bots in the ecosystem?
They would provide cheap assets to us.
No, not even that. From a gaming standpoint, they would say, do you want to have 5-minute wait times for your games? Is anybody having tremendously long wait times for their games? Honestly speaking, because I haven't had issues yet, so I don't know. But it looks like the activities are down significantly over the last 5 days, and I haven't had any issues. Now, granted, if we lose another 90% of accounts because those end up being bots too, yes, it could get a little bit higher, or the wait times could be affected. But if you look at it just straight metrics, right? We're down from a average daily account perspective. We're down over 50%, I'd say, or maybe 50% from overall battles being played, which is probably more important to what I'm talking about. We're down anywhere, between 60 to 75% from where we were at, right? So 150,000 versus almost 600,000. Yeah. So I haven't noticed a bad experience in terms of longer, like significantly longer wait times for battles. And I just want to know if I'm special or if other people, I don't know if other people are seeing the same things.
Yeah. So I haven't seen that. Right. So, but again, remember, I'm using Archmage, right? On 3 accounts. So I wouldn't know if the wait times have gotten long, right? And whenever I play, right, whenever I take over, everything feels like normal.
Yeah.
Right. So, and I was there, pre-end of Untamed, right? And I remember the matchmaker just timing out, saying, "Hey, there's no one here to play."
Yeah.
It felt just like the map server. Right.
Yeah.
So, but then the explosion happened right after that, and it has never gone back. Right. So it's always been good.
Interesting. Okay. All right, let's catch up on the chat here. Also, guys, we're gonna do a hard stop in about like 20-ish minutes, right?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So let's catch up on the chat, and then we can start to wrap up. So we were just saying both benefits from people following in and thinking the game is much bigger than it was. Hurt in the sense that they were disillusioned when they got in and found out that it was overinflated. Yeah, well, that's something we've been struggling with for, we'll say like 18 months now.
Yeah, but this is an expensive game to play, right? Like,
yes,
that's no mistake. It's an expensive game to play.
And that overinflation of price and assets or asset values made it much more expensive. I mean, how many times are we going to meme ourselves by saying this is the best time to get into the game? But actually, it's not. A couple of weeks ago was the best time to get into the game. So that's the first time we can say that in a while.
Yes.
The present is no longer the best time to get into the game. Like there was actually a period of time a couple of weeks ago. All right, I feel happy about that.
Yep.
So
we did what we needed to do, right? We got the cards we needed to get, right? Everything was super cheap, and now again, I thought we had more time, right?
Yeah.
I thought we had at least a couple more months, right? But no, the market.
This is so. For the first time, and I wouldn't even say that this is just my perspective, my opinion. I'm all of a sudden feeling bullish. I think for the first time since the release of Chaos Legion, right, and maybe not like in the immediate like aftermath of January 2022 when there was still a lot of hype and FOMO, but this is the first time with Chaos Legion going out of print or being sellout burnout. Like this is the first time where you and I are looking, and I think many people would agree and say like, I don't expect the card values to go down significantly anymore, the way that I was before, right? There's a little bit of a market rally. There's only X amount of packs left available, which will be taken off the market or burned at some point. So I can't confidently say the way that I used to, that like there might be a better entry point in a couple weeks. I can't say that. And I know saying that makes me feel like the Papa Bear in me feels so weird saying that and feeling that way, but I'm just being honest, right? Like, I can't, like, it's not that I'm trying to FOMO into stuff now, but just thinking about where we're going to be in about 6 weeks or so, once the last legendary summoner is out, and once we are, in the probably final couple of 100,000s of packs left available, I don't think we're gonna go to the moon on April 1st.
Right.
I mean, that'd be great April Fool's Day, but like I don't know. I'm just saying, like it. I can't confidently think or say that like there's going to be better entry points in the future. I don't know. What do you think?
So I got to tell you, I hope cards and prices do drop, right? Because as a player, I want to get, $10 summoners, right? We saw those a couple of weeks ago. Now they've doubled in price, and if I wanted to get an extra Yasik or hell, even a gold foil version of something, that time is for me has passed.
Yeah.
Right. So if it drops again, then I'll take advantage of that, just like I would any other crypto. Right. Buy the dip. Right. Right now, it's a little pricey.
Yeah, for sure.
But on the same token, right? I do know that it's time. Like for example, the Astral Entity, right, just came out, but we're going to be done with that in 2 months, right? Whatever's there is good. That's it, right?
Yeah.
So do you wait a month till you pick, wait for the price to drop to pick it up? I don't know, right? I have no idea. It's a question, right? Do you wait and hope that it drops? And I just said to you, Weirdbeard, right? Hope it's not a strategy. Right?
Damn it, you're gonna make me want to go and FOMO into a bunch of cards right now.
Well, but is it FOMO, right? I mean, again, if you have a long-term vision of where you're going to be, you have to make a decision. How much do you want to pay for those cards, right?
Sure,
I hope it's going to be less in the future, but there's no way of knowing that right now.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, so Chuni's saying, looks like Splinterlands has shown Web3 how to deal with bots. Yeah, I would say that. I don't know if the Splinterlands team. I want to be. Well, you have any thoughts?
Matt, this is exactly what they said they would do, right? You remove the incentives for
Yes.
That's it, right?
Like
exactly what they said they would do.
Yeah, somebody can make the argument that they haven't been as effective or as quick as they needed to be, or as effective as they needed to be. But this is over the past year. We have seen the numbers only go down, which is a detriment to the marketing team, right? But that to me just represents the team, or the Splinterlands team recognizing what they need to do to ensure fair play and fair distribution of rewards. So
yeah, imagine if you're a Splinterlands competitor, right? Gods and Chains, whatever game, right? Think about what they would have said 6 months ago. They said, do you really want to play that game? It's nothing but bots over there. Regardless of whether it's beneficial or not, there's still a negative connotation for bots, right?
Yeah.
And so if your competitor can say, hey, that's not real players over there, then that's a tough hill to climb. But right now they couldn't say that, right? Right now they'd say, hey, the Splinterlands team has removed the incentives for bots, and now it's real players, right? That's a positive message, right? Even if the numbers are lower, they've cleared out all the BS, right? And they didn't say no bots, right? They didn't have to do that. Right?
Well, that's the best part about it, right? Because you can still bot if you want, but you do need to be a participating, contributing member of the economy, and that is the way that is the way to do it, right? Like again, I'm a Bitcoin maxi, so therefore I can understand the decentralization argument, and I agree with the team, even if I haven't agreed with all of their methods or the speed at which they were kind of like attacking or addressing the problem, but it was the right thing to do, and I think people are starting to see that now. So I'm excited. I'm super excited for where Splinterlands will be in the next 6, 12, 24 months, whatever you want to call it, right? And again, I'm not even talking Moon Boy-ish. I'm just, it's just like the game is getting better every single week. And so that to me is what's exciting as somebody who spends a very large amount of my time in and around it, right? So
and this is even the better part, right? Is the bot farmers, they just have a decision to make, right?
Yeah.
Like the big farms, right? Consolidate all of those assets into a few accounts, and that makes their life a lot easier too, right? To not have to manage through 1,000, node, bot farm, right?
Yeah.
Maybe now it's 10, right? And to make maybe the same amount of profit. And maybe that's what we're going to say. Maybe that's what we're seeing right in these numbers. Right? They're like, man, I don't need to do this. And here's the other part, right? Soon, here's what I predict, right? After accounts start maxing out their soulbound reward cards, I think there's going to be a whole new market created for account sales.
Yeah. Well, I don't know that I like that necessarily, but yes, I agree. I agree. There's going to be some kind of potential there for there to be a market, as you said, right?
Yeah.
People will want to come in, and so again, just if you're going to do that, just be careful.
Be very careful.
But actually, I think the unlocking of soulbound reward cards is going to completely remove that incentive, because somebody's going to look at that and say like, somebody's going to sell their amount to me for X dollars. Well, I can pay Y dollars, which again, they're going to have to do the math. I can pay Y dollars and buy these cards off the market and not worry about if I understand how Hive keys and Hive, works overall, to ensure that I don't get screwed over. So
again, it's options, right? So you got options.
Virus is saying Gene Pool made an interesting announcement in the Splex Discord about rentals. What did he say?
I don't know.
Sorry, I wasn't asking. Hold on, can I just see the announcement?
You're looking right at me. Now you were.
This was today at 10:34. Yuxin has been added again. The collection page dealer rewards. A note about the current rental market. A few weeks ago, before so long reward cards, we were seeing 2 to 2.5 million 1BCX cards managed by Rent Golem, with anywhere from 50 to 85% of those rented out. This season, after the Soulbound Rewards, we still have roughly the same number of cards for rent, but only 15 to 25% of 1BCX cards are rented. 45 to 55% of multi-BCX cards are rented. So there's been, so for 1BCX cards, which I think a lot of people were doing because they wanted the flexibility. I know I did, right? I wasn't combining my cards to rent them out. 50 to 85% of them being rented out, down to 15 to 25%.
Or 1BCX.
1BCX.
Yep.
65 to 80%, this is multi-BCX now, 65 to 80 was the range, down to 45 to 55. So what are people renting? It's just people who want to play at higher levels.
There we go.
So that drop on multi-BCX cards is not as significant or as drastic, which I think I saw him talking about in Map Chat. So that's cool.
So again, that's a good thing, right? That's one of the things we're rewarded for playing at cards at max level, right? Or the max level we're at.
Yeah.
So, or penalized for not doing that. I think that's a better way.
Well, I mean, think about this right now. For all the renters out there, what are they going to do? What is this incentivizing? Well, take your 1BCXs and rent them up, or start level them up. Combine cards, take more of them out of circulation or off the market. I think it's gonna get crazy, man. I think it's gonna get crazy. I know, guys. I'm still drinking from my Papa Bear cup, but I'm feeling so. When I do the math on Chaos Legion cards, it's just there's not enough. There's not enough unless we only have 500 players, which again is a possibility. But unless we only have, there's just not enough cards.
Right.
And Rebellion is like 6 months away.
Right. At best.
At best, yeah.
So
I'm not saying we're going to see Untamed kind of pop off numbers, but there's just not enough cards. So no issues here too. I'm getting to fight an opponent twice in a session. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. Well, then somebody else is there. I haven't had any issues with waiting time playing Gold Diamond. Let's go. Yeah. Loss of fees transaction for the game though could affect the runway. I think that is a good question for the team at the town hall tomorrow. Actually they weren't living and thriving on transaction fees or market rental fees. In fact, I think most of the market rental fees were going to third parties because people would use something like Splex or Peak Monsters, right? So we were saying you forget bots were matched with bots whenever possible. Wait times could be affected, but if this is an interesting strategy that I don't know that I necessarily, again, I'm not smart enough to know if this is the right or wrong thing. But when I think about like the team internally, almost like blacklisting bots and being like, if this is a bot account, we're just going to put it into another pool with other bots. That was like a ratings inflation issue, wasn't it? Because just like, well, these bots are just going to keep beating up on each other. And even if they suck, if you're not going to put them against people, eventually they're going to rise the ranks and earn more.
I didn't even know how they would implement that.
Yeah.
And have faith that's what they do.
Well, hopefully we don't have to worry about this anymore. But like this is one of those things, and I'm not like gonna die on this hill, but it's just like when I think about the fact that like this is Hardpoint that had talked about it, right? That they were essentially putting known bot accounts together in their own sandbox, but that sandbox still had access to the earnings. Right. Then you would just have a bunch of people beating up on each other and moving up higher. So
So I would like to know, where would we be placed in that, right? So I don't bot all the time, right? And I play like maybe 1 or 2 games an hour, right?
I don't. I mean, I have no idea, but I would assume that they were probably looking at a lot of the lower levels, like 1BCX cards,
Sure.
that had like very obvious bot behaviors. Again, the team knows about Archmage. They've even had Archmage on the town hall, right? So I don't know that they would be targeting accounts that had like Archmage, tokens on them, but who knows?
Just thinking about Archmage and tools like it, right? Doesn't necessarily have to be that one. The level of thankfulness that I have is I've been able to do so many other things, but still stay engaged in the game. And I just think that they've done a great service to the community.
Yeah, you hear that, Max? You're getting a glowing review right here.
Yeah. From day one too, right? From day one, I'm like, woo. Yeah.
I remember last summer you're just like, oh, I can go outside and see the sun now. I don't have to get all my rewards.
It's crazy.
To which I replied,
I can play other games.
To which I replied to you and to many other like content creators out there or conversations. It's just like, this isn't a game anymore. Then if that's the attitude that you needed to have, right? So I am excited about the fact that many people here are coming back to the game now, because it's just like, oh, it's exciting to play again, right? And you can supplement with your bot, whatever. But I always go back to I did like what's that called? A hangout, virtual hangout session with Luthien and Rogue Patton and a bunch, where we played Among Us, the imposter game. And it's just like, we all played, and then at the end we were just like chatting, and I made of course like a bad joke of like, all right, should we turn our bots on now so they can keep playing with each other? Like, but that's how a game is supposed to be. Like, we play, we have fun, there's no earnings, it's just we enjoy it for what it is, and then we move on with our lives. But I don't know, we'll have to see how we split the difference as a Web3 game / investment.
Yeah, I just like seeing however I get there, right? Seeing my account hit champion.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care how I get there, right?
Yeah.
So I think we all have different motivations, right? So mine is to utilize the assets that I've purchased over the last, it's been 3 years now. That's crazy. So over the last 3 years, right? Rather than just sitting in a wallet doing nothing, which is what was happening prior to Archmage.
You called me a couple of weeks ago to tell me that you had made it into Champion 1. I don't know if that was the first time or the first time in a while.
Champions. It was double. Both.
So I don't know if that was the first time that it ever happened or first time in a while that it happened. But
the first time for Champion 1. Yeah.
I've talked about this on stream without you, but I was like using that as an example where I'm just like, and this is why I call you the player's player, because if you will agree with this statement, and I'm curious to know if you will, that accomplishment means more to you than any kind of like monetary or financial return. Oh, yeah. You know what I mean? Like it's about achieving something in the game, and this is why we're so passionate about like Weird Beer talking about trophy rooms and like showing these different things, because it matters.
Yeah, so it's weird, right? So during the airdrop, they actually rewarded you for champion points.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and that's where I started focusing. So now when I look at somebody that's going to be for the guild, right, when they send a request through, that's one of the things I look for. I go to their profile and I see how many champion points they have, because that is a good indicator of how much time they've spent at the higher levels.
Yeah.
Right. If they have none, then the next thing I look at is their overall power of cards they own. Right, but if there was a trophy room, that would make it very easy to evaluate a player. Right?
Oh yeah, I mean, it would just be fun to like show it off, right? You could be able to see it compared with your other guildmates, your other friends in the game. You just talk smack to one another.
Right.
So,
like Detoff should have in his profile, winner of the first.
Yeah, I mean, he needs to have a one of one trophy.
Or none.
A one of one trophy.
Absolutely. For 2022, it's always in his profile. And hell, everyone that plays top 16 should have that.
True, yeah.
Right? And maybe different versions of it, but that's a small thing, right?
I mean, and again, that shouldn't be an NFT. That should just be something that he has in his profile that people will be able to see for all time, right?
Absolutely. And guess what? Once people see that, they're going to want one too.
Yeah.
And that's it. True. Like, hey, I want 2023's version. I'm gonna train, man. I'm gonna play the Rocky song, man, as I work out.
All right.
Be a contender.
So we got a couple minutes left. So if you guys have any other questions or stuff that you want us to jump into, let us know. But I'm going to catch up with the chat here. Also, it's no longer the best time to get into equities BTC, in my opinion. Can you say correlation? It is no longer the best time to get into BTC. Isn't it always a good time to get into BTC?
So, I mean, again, dollar cost averaging, right? We don't know where this thing is going to go.
Yeah.
Dollar cost. I mean, I take profits. That's the biggest thing I've learned over the last year is take some profits. You got to take some profits.
Yeah.
And even with my, playing of Splinterlands and getting all these airdrops and stuff, I take some off the table, right?
Yeah. Yep. So Chuni's another BTC maxi like me, so I'm curious to know why they think it's not a good time. But again, I can see inflation, the fight against inflation, not really being finished yet. Good morning, Gathering the Magic. Good to have you here. Ooh, another Splinterforge video. Let's go.
Nice.
All right. Think of the free marketing when other project developers start talking about SPL when they discuss how they want to battle bots. Oh yeah. I mean, but other games don't necessarily have as complex of an economy as something like Splinterlands. So it'll be fun to navigate. It'll be fun to watch them navigate it within their own economies as those economies start to grow. Tails is saying exactly. I think this comment came in when I was talking about ratings inflation, so I'm glad I got Tails' sign of approval or stamp of approval. Add in a rematch feature. Ooh, that's gonna be fun.
That would be interesting. I hate you. Battle again. Loopy will be pummeled by all the battle requests.
So guys, if you're not seeing Chuni's tournaments, so what Chuni's saying here is I have a few tournaments where you win NFTs for achievements, and our Discord is growing. Love the idea, guys. These have been free tournaments. I think Darkestnyte did one or hosted one. I hosted one. I mean, I don't know if you can even say hosted, but Chuni's doing all the work and create. Yeah, Chuni's creating awesome things. Chuni, we should do like a live one, and Darkestnyte and I can like cover the battles here. If you're interested, we can do that. We can even have you on. So shoot me a message, because it'd be fun to do one live with people who are here. We can go through the battles. We can make it a thing, and then at the end they win a one-of-one NFT, as you said, for winning that thing. I want to get back into tournaments. I'm waiting for a couple of things. I would love like a whitelist or invite only tournament. I don't know if Weirdbeard's still here, if we're gonna get that at some point, but I would love that. But
the NFT that I got from Chuni for that, it was the Grinch tournament, is one of my favorites.
You are not the Grinch though, but yes.
Oh, dude, I told him I love the Grinch.
No, I know, but you always call yourself the Grinch and you're not.
Yeah, man, don't take that from me.
Fine. Magic Gather the Magic Delayed. All right, so Matt is saying, I've been telling everyone who asks since November to figure out how much they want to invest in total, put half in and DCA the rest over the next 12 to 18 months.
Oh, I remember that. I do remember that question.
Yeah.
Man, if I had to answer that question, I would say about 5% of my total income.
In crypto? Oh, okay. I don't know if Matt Chain in the box is talking about, or blocks. Are you talking about Splinterlands only?
I didn't get that feeling. I thought it was.
Just Bitcoin in general. Yeah. Oh, okay, that's fair. Yeah, I mean, just DCA. That's all you got to do.
Yep. A little at a time. Just a little at a time.
Yeah. Excuse me. I just have some that I buy every week. So.
Same here.
It is what.
Actually, I buy now every day with the little that I get from Splinterlands and GLX. Love it.
Yeah.
About $5-6 a day.
That's nice, man. It's nice.
Better than that.
Yeah. Just earning a little bit. Cool, man. All right, well, we got I don't know, a couple minutes left here. You got any final thoughts? I think we were all caught up with chat anyway. So
yeah. So I mean, again, I'm feeling really good. Everything feels like it's going the right way, right? We were really demoralized in December, right? We'd had a lot of major changes. Nobody was feeling good. Our economy was just looking like it was a train wreck ready to happen, and I think we're all in a better place, right? I think we're cautiously optimistic, and I think that's a good place to be. So, I mean, I think education, research, caution, right? I still think that this feels like a bull trap.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
But here's the thing. We're supposedly supposed to get, for BTC, a golden cross in like 3 days, right? That happens. Like, what does that mean? right? So what does that mean for everything? Like, you do your research, you got to figure it out. What does that mean if there's a golden cross? I think that's what, 200 days, the moving average, right? You cross that line.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the tech stocks, right, the NASDAQ did it like 2 days ago. What does that mean?
I mean, I'm not a TA expert, but there is a. Oh, do we need one? You said.
Yeah.
What happened to Crypto Llama? There's another one. He used to do like TA.
Oh, he's still doing his stuff. He does his stuff.
Oh shoot. Okay. See, I need to go and check out some of his videos because they're not popping up on my feed.
Yeah.
Also, we were supposed to work on a song a while back. So
he mentioned that. I was up late one night and we mentioned he actually sang his song. Actually,
he did. Okay.
4 o'clock in the morning. It was good. It was really
I sent him an instrumental, and then we were supposed to start working on it, but that was like months ago. So I need to check back in with him.
He has Discord server. Just jump over there.
Okay. Well, we were connected on Discord and email anyway. But it's just like life. I don't know. That's my excuse. Just
had a lot going on. See, it was
before the holidays. Yeah.
Yeah, we were bearish, right? So we weren't really feeling it. Now that we're feeling better, we want to do more stuff, right?
Yeah. I also I need to get my YouTube content strategy better. I feel like I wish there was a way that I could have all of Splinterland stuff be in a certain, you know what I'm saying? Because I said, I log in and I'm just a slave to my feed, and usually it'll be some kind of Bitcoin maxi stuff or general market trends or whatever, and then I'm just all right, while I'm taking a shower, I'm gonna listen to this. While I'm doing this, I'm gonna. So, all right. So, Matt was talking about Bitcoin, so you were right. Drink water. I definitely need some water. I'm not 100% there, guys, but we're getting there. Have you tried playing the new Death Summoners? All right, we talked about that earlier, Matthias. So, apologize for making you remind, but it's okay right now. I think there will be better things within the future. Tail says, I hope they don't bring any rentals to Splinter Forge. Would tank asset value. I need to spend more time in there, as I always say. Cool, man. All right. Well, this was super fun. Thanks for
so long since we've done this.
Yeah. Well, you know what was great about this too? Because you literally hopped on in the green room and you're just so what are we talking about? And I was like, I don't know. And you're like, so we're just gonna go. And I was like, yep. And I was like, oh, this is this is the first time in a while where it's just not okay, we have X, Y, and Z, or there was some major release. I mean, sure, sold on reward cards, but it feels fun, man. I mean, you and I I think are just feeling excited about where the game is headed. We're enjoying playing, and the market feels better. And overall, just good vibes. So hopefully you guys.
It's going to do this, right? So when I see good deals on the marketplace, I'm going to snap them up.
Yeah.
And I might even sell a card here or there, right?
Oh my God! Don't even talk about.
Don't know, man.
We're gonna sell our cards when they hit what value?
Wow, 3x maybe. 3x is good.
Oh, okay, 3x. Well, let's close with this, because you bought your gold foil Dr. Blight. Because you said this card is going to be so valuable in the future. So you bought it, and you're like, but while I have it, you're going to get so much value out of it because you love playing it. It's Absolutely. Gold, it's promo, so you get 20% increase in your rewards.
Yep.
Would you sell it? And what price would you sell it for? Let's see if we can put it here. I don't know. I forgot how much you bought it for. I think it was a couple.
Like $1,800, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's see what
we're gonna use that as the barometer. Well, it doesn't matter where it is right now, but at what point would the market feel so frothy that Dr. Blight, gold Dr. Blight being this much, you would be like, I gotta let it go.
I'm never selling that card. That's the first thing. So so it would take a lot. It would take a lot for me to sell.
Okay.
That card. However,
name your price though. I just want to get it on here. I'm not gonna hold you to it, but I do want to get 15K.
Yeah. 15K.
Okay, so that's like a little less than a 10x.
Yeah, okay. About 15K.
15K.
So, but I do have regular foils that I would sell.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and that's not a common card, right? For us it is, right? But a year from now. So that's the proposal that I want, right? So I think we talked about this, right? The proposal I want is, if I were going to submit a proposal, is that all promo cards, no matter how old they are always eligible in both play styles, modern and wild, right? Because those cards are special, and there are not a lot of them, right? But they should be played all the time and available all the time.
I'm
Right?
gonna-
And again, I get that we put them in tiers, beta or whatever, but again, promo cards are special,
No. Interesting. Okay.
and make sure that they retain their value, right? So
Yeah. Well, we're gonna start getting promo cards every quarter now. It seems like so.
yeah, and they should always be available.
Yeah. All right, guys, we're gonna hop off here. Thank you so much for tuning in. We still have an astral entity to give away, so I'm gonna say that for Tuesday's stream since you guys got you guys got all of Darkestnyte's wisdom in this one. So we'll be back later this week. So we'll do maintenance stream on Tuesday.
Yeah.
All right, guys, have an amazing rest of your weekend. Or for those of you where it's Monday already, I hope you have an awesome week ahead. Any other thoughts, Darkestnyte?
Take care and have a great week.
All right. See ya.